Today I will be demonstrating on how to make a berry bowl. First, I take 2.5 pounds of clay for a large berry bowl, 1.5 pounds for a small berry bowl. I center it first. Pull it out. And pull it out into a cylinder. Then I use the rib to smooth the outside and dry it up a little bit. I'm using reclaimed clay today, and it's a little bit wet. Use the metal rib on the inside to smooth it out. I like to have them be about 10 to 10.5 inches wide at this point. Makes a nice size for a bag of grapes. And I think I'll make this into a waving rim later. It has to dry a little bit first. Next, I'll be showing how to make the drip plate. I'm using scraps of clay that were left over, so it's a little bit hard. And I center it. And just pull down just a little bit. Pull it out. And then pull up the sides a tiny bit. Then I use this tool. It's a wooden tool with a slight curve and a point on the end. And I use it to trim the piece, so that afterwards I don't have to trim this. I just smooth the edges a little bit. And then I just press down and push it out just a little bit from the bottom to have that smooth transition. Then I take my metal rib and flatten it out so that it doesn't, your berry bowl doesn't wobble. always make sure to cut it off. It'll be hard to get off later without maybe tearing through if you don't do it at this stage. I set out everything to dry, and then after it dries for a bit, I work on the rims. I make different kinds of rims, and one of the types I do is a ruffled rim. And all I do is I support with my left hand, and I pull down with my right hand, and I just go around the rim doing that. And I used to worry about making it all equal and whatnot, and it really doesn't matter. Just try to keep your fingers maybe about the same distance apart every time, and then you'll come to a point where you have to do the last one, and you just do your best, and that's how you make a ruffled rim. When it's all glazed, it'll look good. I'm going to show how to make a split rim. I hold on to it from underneath, and then I lightly draw my line, and pushing it in a little bit more each time it goes around. Then I smooth it out, and then after it's dried a bit, I'll show you how to do more to that. Another rim I take this tool and I use it to take the clay from the upper part of the split rim down into the lower part, and I just rock it, and I keep going around the rim. It's slightly dry right now. You'd want it just a tad bit wetter so that it doesn't crack when it's doing that. See, it broke off on that piece. See if I can fix it. The sun's really bright out there today, and it's drying everything a lot faster than I expected. This is the first nice day we've had. If you find yourself in this situation, you might just leave the rim split. The glaze will fill in there pretty nicely. That's how that looks. Another thing I like to do with the split rim is just press the two together and then leave a space and press again. Just going around the rim doing that. Makes a nice effect. Also, you can use a roller stamp to imprint into the rim. And so what you want to do is get your wheel spinning slowly. Use your fingers underneath to support the rim and your thumb on the roller to support the roller. And you just start pushing and let it slowly go around. And there you are. I'm gonna see if I can lower the rim just a little bit. There you are. I'm gonna trim now. The bowl is placed on a foam bat. I press down the sides just a tad to make sure where the edge is. And I rotate and take a look at where it needs to go, and I try to center it. And looks pretty good. I go in about 1/4 inch and start making a groove. Take it down about 1/4 inch. And then I start working on removing the excess. And I go in about 1/2 inch to the interior and clean it out. And then I take and I make 3 grooves. This is so that the water can drain out on the drip plate without being trapped underneath the bowl. And I just clean it up with a wet finger. There it is. Next, I need to put the holes, the drain holes, in the bowl. So I just decide on a pattern and punch the holes. I'm just going to do a simple pattern, and but you can do all kinds of things. If you have different shaped punches, can make it more interesting. But this tool just makes round holes. And you just poke it in. And I take the back of brush and poke the pieces out. And what you'll have is, it'll be rough, and what you'd want to do is after it dries and before you put it in the kiln, you want to go outside, wear your mask, and sand the interior so that it's nice and smooth. Now all I have to do on the bottom of the plates is if it's got grooves in it like this, I take the metal rib and I spin it on this sand. It smooths it out, and then I just use my thumb to clean off anything off the outside.